Well, I may start. I go on with my project, which might be called Information Against Evil, the Ukrainian War Context. Well, let me call this project. It started with seminar talk. Seminar talk was on 30th April, 30th April, under this title, Seminar Meeting occurred in Zoom, and I told about this issue, gave a talk, and now I made several remarks to this seminar. Several remarks. It should be, let me count, 5. I don't, no, 4. 4. I had 4 remarks. And now, yesterday I did 1 remarks, which I uploaded. But I made an error, technical error occurred, and I didn't notice this. Now I only noticed my error when I was looking in YouTube, my recording, and discovered that, yeah, but the record itself is not, it is okay, but 1 technical error. Now I'm trying to improve it, to correct. And you look, yeah, this is Information Against Evil. This is general, but this yesterday's remark was titled Schizophrenia and Errare Humanum Est. Two such things connected with and schizophrenia. Under schizophrenia, I mean not illness, but not human illness, but computer science defined illness. Now that is so popular when we are speaking about artificial intelligence and LLMs, and when we are communicating with these devices, LLMs and similar, we run a risk to get into what is called schizophrenia. It is some type of or some general type of misunderstanding between machine and human. Human is doing conversation with machine, with AI tool, with some LLM, on might be some other. It might be, yeah, but possibly some other tools. But the result is misleading. And schizophrenia might, I don't know, I haven't read I haven't read much scientific articles, or even not a one single article I have read. I only have heard from my colleagues about speaking about schizophrenia, and such a thing exists, and they are warning, and this is one of the reasons why they don't want to get engaged with these tools and to speak and to converse and to do some projects. Maybe some projects do, but very such distrust and not very trusting in these things and devices. And all this is because schizophrenia. Schizophrenia, yeah. But I, I have my context. I am not. I don't want to speak about general this thing and problem or issue. But I have my context. This is my project, Information Against Evil, the Ukrainian war context. And this Ukrainian war context says that I am working in some limited area, informational. I am in the situation of informational war against Russia, aggression, Russia propaganda, and I am performing conversations with LLMs different. And my question, are my conversations under this, what is called schizophrenia? Is this all schizophrenia, what I am doing? And in case it is, how to discern this, how to how to discern, how to how to fix this fact, and how to escape it, and how to correct. So these general questions, how to fix the fact of arising this risk or even going on this schizophrenia, how to escape from this and how to correct the situation. So these questions are very actual for me, and I should question this and find what might be this risk, how to measure that I am run into this schizophrenia. And first of all, if I'm working as a one person and I am in this one-to-one contact with artificial intelligence, with LLM, I am requesting something. I am building prompts for this LLM, and I expecting responses, and I receive these responses and document these responses as some of these articles, preprints, manuscripts. I have already such about or more than 30 such documented material with these conversations, with analysis of this on and so on and so on. And now, is this all schizophrenia? The question. Next we are organized together with my colleague from South Africa University, Burger Senecal project that is called Peace Conference Project. And it is based on the idea to perform conversations with LLMs and to imitate conference. We all know people who are from scientific world communities, from scientific community, what does it mean, conferences, and we would like to imitate conference. We have had such conferences has been held. These conferences have been held by governments on very high level, But we are not on this level. I am not in any connection with something official. I am simple standing alone scientist, and I'm working in my ideas, and but I want. My idea was to imitate, and if we have artificial intelligence, we may imitate this conference. What concerns Ukraine situation, this war situation in Ukraine, to imitate conference, and this basic element in this conference was that in ordinary in these conferences, scientific conferences, people are coming, gathering to some place where this conference is held, and they are forwarding their reports, they are reading their reports, giving their scientific accounts there, and so conference goes on. But it is in ordinary world, natural, the scientific community where we observe, see these conferences, how they proceed. But now we may try to build such conference, imitate this conference with AI tools. And just this was the idea, and we started to realize, and we invented two tools for that reason. Peace Conference Project, the journal, that these two were to collect the results and some accounts on what goes on in this conference, but other tool was repository, and in repository there were to be registered persons who are registering there as participants. And so was this idea with these two tools, Peace Conference Project Journal, and with repository, conference repository, to imitate this conference. Only the third element, it was these participants, and to get the conference to start to work, we were to engage more, as many participants as possible. But the first problem that we were to run across was that nobody wanted to be a participant. I couldn't find people who would be ready to be a participant. Actually, some people persuaded that maybe 2, 3, 5, maybe this very, very small number. But I can't name these people. I don't want to them even name these my colleagues, which agreed to be participants, not to maybe they are fearing that my project is not very prospectful, not very it is not recognized as something because nobody wants to get risk to be touched with this thing. And so it this idea is open. Of course, everybody who wants may take part. He may contact with me, and I, with much pleasure, I may explain what to do and register him as participant, and we may start to play, and he may ask someone else, and he comes and registers, and he and she persons come more and more, and we are Yeah, it is not that this idea is dead, because it can't be dead, because it is open. It is opened. Once it is opened, it may be closed, or only by us. Or I don't know, maybe even by us it can't be stopped, because we invented a mechanica how to open this conference, but I don't remember that they found some mechanic to stop the conference. It should run forever. Yeah, even in an article where wrote about this conference, there was said that it is not this conference for wartime. Even if Ukraine ends this war with its victory, and we expect that this should occur one other day, and the war should end, the conference may go further. What the matter about why? Everyone, everyone may visit it, look the results of the conference, look into articles deposited in the journal or in repository, and register even as a participant, and do some actions which we elaborated for this idea how to run the conference. But no, yeah, but I am much too much speaking about this conference. It is not. But which obstacle came? Which obstacle did not to for this conference to be go on without obstacles? But only the main reason why people don't want didn't want to be participants in this conference, this is because of this one notion, schizophrenia. They all call this contact with these machines, this run into schizophrenia, or if not definitely run into schizophrenia, that this risk of schizophrenia is always in air. It is always, we under this risk always. We don't know how to escape this schizophrenia. And just for these such things and machine, and we are some political and moral and how other to characterize the situation. So all is much ready for schizophrenia. And so, yeah, and this question, so we came very close to this question, how to escape, how to understand, how to measure, how to understand these things around this problem, schizophrenia. And I have much thought about this, and so I now, I yesterday already told, but I must say these things which might be not were mentioned yesterday. Yeah, about this. Yeah, the main point that the schizophrenia, that is misunderstanding between machine and human, or first human and machine, because human is that who asks, and machine is that who gives responses. And what is the reason for schizophrenia? Schizophrenia might be defined very simple. Schizophrenia is because we are not seeing our errors in our prompts. We are forming our prompts and then pushing to machine, and machine returns responses. But these requests, these prompts, may contain errors, and not only may, but they are containing, of course, they are containing errors, and many errors, because we are human. And if they contain errors, and maybe not to all errors machine may fall into this state of schizophrenia, but the risk of the schizophrenia is open already when a single error is logical error is in our request, in our prompt. But if our conversation is long and it goes on and on and on and on, of course it contains many such errors. We don't we simply don't have any tools how to escape this situation about running into errors. We are human, and because this name, title, Errare Humanum Est, but when we read words Errare Humanum Est, it is something that we try to make some sorry about. Well, I made error, but I'm human. Don't be angry with me. I am human. So Errare Humanum Est. This. What else you should expect from me? I am human, and so from time to time I may make errors in my arguments, in my judgments, in my scientific. Even in my results, I may prove theorems with errors. My scientific books may be full of errors. It's because I am human. Don't blame me too much. I am human. Do understand? What else from me you had to expect? Except to get errors from my part. But this same situation is when we are before machine. Now we are before machine, and the same thing we are doing when we are preparing our requests. We form our prompts for machines, and we do the same. We in our prompts we prepare text. These might be scientific texts, these might be our publications, our books. Maybe we already have written many books because we found this option to communicate with LLMs. Before years we were without these tools, and we were to bring our books to editors and for scientific correcting establishments, and so some do all without artificial intelligence. But now artificial intelligence now stands before us, and we are bringing our errors, and machine starts to make schizophrenia, but we are crying, oh, oh, I am human. Errare humanum est. Don't do such a terrible thing. Don't turn on our conversation in schizophrenia. But it is only in case when we discerned then what we had made is schizophrenia. Imagine that we are doing some conversation when we are so happy. Oh, so I am so pleased what this machine is talking with. Oh, very beautiful. I had discovered new theory and I must run to get the Nobel Prize and whatever else, all possible prizes. It is so beautiful. And I give this conversation with LLMs and give some colleagues, and they said, "Dear friend, you have run into schizophrenia. You have run into schizophrenia. Machine returned that you are. So if you don't want to run further somewhere in strawberry fields, so better step aside, go away. Don't touch this thing which you don't know how to use, these LLMs and what, how to call it. Yeah, what might be the other tool to. And so I try to depict what is schizophrenia. I am trying to do some emotional way, in some artistic way, because scientific articles about this problem, I think many written. I haven't read single one of them, and you may compare my speech with what is written in clever books. Here is some correlation, or I am erring. Maybe I am erring. Yeah, errare humanum est. What expect else from me? I am state pensioner. What could be expected from me other than this errare humanum est? I have made this definition of schizophrenia, but I'm maybe ill with schizophrenia, and you may prescribe me to go to strawberry fields. Well, yeah, no, yeah, these question under these questions we are, but now what we have here more to be, yeah, yesterday I already told. Yeah, well, now you may see in my what I have drawn here. Here is this is part of human, and this part is of machine. And human is making errors in his prompt. And what does machine? Machine in what I have written, interpretation of our errors as part of prompt. Yes, machine can't discern are these our errors part of prompt, or are they errors? Maybe machine may discern if we elaborated special techniques to try to correct our errors. Maybe machines can, but in simple cases, when we are simply conversing, machine takes our errors as our wishes. Our errors turns into wishes. And I say, I wish that thing and that thing and that thing, but these are all my errors. And machine take, oh, if you would like to have this, wish, this wish, which actually it was error. Yes, please. And I prepare from this your wishes nice response. And so it request is returned, and this turned out to be schizophrenia. Yeah. This is mechanica how schizophrenia arises. Uh, LLM's building blocks are logic. Yeah, here this LLM's building block are logic. I spoke about this yesterday. LLM's building block are logic, but from human part, our language, our thinking, our whatever what we do with our mind and speaking and judging and doing scientific things, they are under this Errare Humanum Est. And one of cases, because we don't have built logic in our cognitive machinery, we are not built from bricks that might be called logic, as it was in case of machine and LLM. LLM is built from bricks that might be called logic. We are not built. We actually we don't know which type of bricks we are built. This cognitive science is try to establish from what we are built, but I don't think that much they know about this. This is very dark science. It's my opinion. This is cognitive science is one of most uninteresting science, because this is kishmish and nothing in it. They very far from reality. This is I would call it strawberry field, not cognitive scientist. But it is my opinion, because I am, you see, I'm leading science and religious group, and we have conversations in this group about science and religion, and we many things are discussing in other disguise, not so but in conventional scientific. So my characterization of cognitive sciences is might be ignored by most of scientific world. So yeah, and here, but the cognitive science is one. This is where scientists are trying to discover how our mind works, and this is one thing. But another science which deals with how we are behaving, this is psychology. And psychology is more this practical science which try to establish what is building our thinking, our behaving, our whatever else about our mind. And this psychology, and now psychologists they may agree that our thinking is influenced, and here are by different opinions, different religious ways how we practice, and whatever thinking ways how we are against religious things. Emotional, we are emotional. We may be angry. We may fall in love. Yeah, this may influence our thinking. We may, whatever else should be mentioned. Yesterday I mentioned one more option. We might be under influence of some political moments. We might be Russia spies, and we might be Russia diversants, and whatever else in that aspect. And so here, all this is psychology analysis, all these things, not cognitive science. It is another, what I call strawberry fields. Yeah. And now to, yeah, who to blame at schizophrenia? And what thinks machine? Humans don't adhere to logic, don't follow logic, make mistakes in logical conclusions. But what human is saying? Human machine doesn't understand human being. Yes, it does not understand me. Well, so Errare Humanum Est. So, and now, yeah, I told almost all I think for today. It is, yeah, we must remember that we think this in connection with Ukraine, and we are struggling for Ukraine's victory. So we must say Slava Ukraini, Geroyam Slava. And today is one particular day, 8th of May, when in such these events about festing this World War II end date, 8th of May. So let us say Slava Ukraini and goodbye.